So we've got a little fish tank TV tank here, which is a bit of fun, and the water went cloudy. Now the main reason, not the only reason, but the main reason why water goes cloudy is that you get bacteria in the water. So that may be from overfeeding, it may be from adding tap water without waterager, and it may be from cleaning your filter with tap water. Because what we actually want is to have good bacteria in the filter. And the good bacteria in the filter is able to break down the waste from the fish and make sure that the fish are nice and healthy and happy. If we clean the filter with tap water, then the chlorine in the tap water can kill the good bacteria, and then you get bacteria in the water that can make the water cloudy. So that's one thing. Overfeeding can also make the water cloudy, and also products like this, if overdosed, can also make the water cloudy, because this will add good bacteria, and if there's not enough room in the filter for the good bacteria to grow, then the bacteria will grow in the water and the water will go cloudy. That itself isn't the end of the world, so we do want to test the water to make sure that's the case. These products are also better if kept in the fridge once you open them. And then we've got some waterager. This must go in every time new water goes in the aquarium. And as I said before, when you clean the media that's inside the filter, you want to take a bit of water out of the aquarium and wash the media in that water and throw it away. You don't want to wash the media in the filter with tap water, otherwise the good bacteria will get killed. So you also want to make sure you're using good quality food. I am not a fan of flake food. Flake food is highly processed TV dinner. I would much rather this tank get fed a high quality food, and my favorite food for this particular tank would probably be probiotics from New Life Spectrum, and that's because the probiotic bacteria is amazing. It helps the fish's digestion, but also when the fish poo, the bacteria in the poo eats the poo. So for a small tank like this, it would be very valuable. So what to feed your fish is very important, but also how much to feed. So these guys are a little bit on the skinny side. So we want to just look at their bellies, and we want to make sure they've got a little bit of a belly, not a fat belly. So I'd like to see these fish get fed a little bit more. You can see they're very hungry. That's very normal for a goldfish. They'll always be hungry. But we want to just, if in doubt, bring in a sample of water and a video down to Majestic Aquariums, and we can check on it for you. But we just want to make sure that you know what a skinny fish is and what a fat fish is, and make sure that your fish are somewhere in between that. Now, as far as the filter is concerned, inside this filter is going to be media. It's like a sponge, which, as we said, needs to be cleaned in tank water, not tap water. The light we want to sort of have on a minimal amount of time, because the increased light will cause more algae. And then we also want to make sure that this spray bar is aimed up, because we want to agitate the surface. Because what can actually happen is, if you've got this facing down, what happens is the water goes through the filter grows billions of bacteria. The bacteria in the filter sucks all the oxygen out of the water. So that's why I want to make sure that the water is nice and agitated. So I will turn it up to make sure that that's breaking the surface, and then that will work nice and well. We will do a water check just to make sure everything's okay. The fish definitely look fine. We'll just increase the quality of the food, check on the water, make sure there's good surface agitation, and we'll try to make sure the air pump, which is providing the bubbles, isn't vibrating in anything, because that will tend to be a little bit noisy. So that's something we can also look at. And it's that easy. Regular water changes, just changing a little bit of the water at a time, making sure to give the gravel a good stir. And then if your ornaments are getting dirty, with this particular tank, it's got goldfish in it, so putting sucking catfish isn't ideal, because the sucking catfish can actually suck on the side of the goldfish. They won't suck on the side of, let's say, temperate water fish. So if you did decide to, you could move the goldfish onto a bigger aquarium or a pond or something, and then you could consider in this tank putting temperate water fish instead, like golden mountain clouds and zebra danios and sucking cats and Corydoras catfish. And there's a whole assortment of fish that stay small that would probably be more appropriate for this aquarium. That would be a thought. So if you enjoyed these fish for a period of time, then over time, think about swapping these fish out for temperate water fish. Then you can get the catfish and they'll do a good job of keeping it clean. Otherwise, you can clean the ornaments with a little aquarium safe sponge, or ultimately you can take them outside and leave them in the sun for a day, and then the algae will dry up and fall off, and then you put the ornament back in and it normally looks good as new. So anyway, there's a bit of tip on the Fish Tank TV. Once again, if in doubt, bring a sample of water and a video down to Majestic Aquariums. Now in this aquarium, we want to make sure that we're using a water ager every time that we put new water in the aquarium, but we also want to make sure that we're aware of the KH level, because the KH of this water is currently 0, so we want to make sure that is not the case, and the GH is near 0. So I'm just going to add a little bit of GH and a little bit of KH to the water, and that will have some very good long-term benefits. So every now and then, getting the water tested, particularly pH, GH, KH, ammonium nitrite, nitrate, is a very good way of making sure that your fish will be okay. And to bring us down a video of the tank so we can look at the fish to make sure they're not too skinny or too fat.